Hey, this is Coach West with Coach West Recruiting Podcast. Um, just wanted to start doing this, once a week or so to help student athletes with the college recruiting process, how they can connect with me, how I can help them. And I'm hoping that I can get some of my former student athletes who are playing at the college level now on my show so we can talk about how their recruiting process went, how they're doing at the next level, kind of adapting to being a college athlete and getting used to all of that. Just this is kind of an introduction video, and some of the things that I want to talk about are getting to know me, Coach West. Why did I start Coach West Recruiting? And talk about the 100% student athletes that I work with receive offers. So the first thing is get to know Coach West. I grew up in a small town in Nevada. Played basketball and baseball in high school. Thought that college coaches were going to reach out to me, talk to me. Played in the state championship at University of Nevada. And guess how many college coaches talked to me at the end by the time I graduated? Yeah, that's right, big zero. Not because I didn't have the athletic ability or didn't have the academics that would qualify me to play at the college level. It's the exposure. I didn't get an opportunity or know how. I didn't know, my parents didn't know, high school coaches didn't know how to connect me with college coaches and what I needed to be doing, as early as your junior year. And if you think about it, even before that, with your academics, doing well your freshman, sophomore year, getting those connections your junior, senior year, and looking for those opportunities that are best for you academically and also with athletics. Because you want to go to a college where you can, maybe not start right away, but you want to be able to contribute, play in that your freshman year. You don't want to go somewhere that you sit on the bench for 3 years. Um, so, after I got to college, I realized that, I probably not going to have a chance to play. So I did work with the men's and women's basketball team at Southern Utah University, on their scout team as a manager, just so I could get used to, what college coaches are looking for, how to reach out to athletes, how to make those connections, get to know what college coaches want to see in student athletes. And so that gave me a good start. And then, after I graduated, I started working, coaching high school basketball, starting a baseball program at a high school level, and continuing to make these connections, continuing to reach out to college coaches, continuing to know what they're looking for, how to help student athletes and their parents, step by step throughout the recruiting college process. Um, and, was able to see, small, kids from 1A, 2A size schools in the state of Utah, committing and playing at the next level, which is awesome. The reason I started Coach West Recruiting, kind of like I talked about before, is, I didn't know how to get recruited. I didn't know what I should have been doing. So that's, partially why I started this is I wanted to help student athletes and their parents step by step throughout the college recruiting process where, we work with these student athletes, with their parents, keep track of everything, let them know, hey, this is, what college coaches are looking for, help them to know how to respond to college coaches, help them to, look at offers, look at things, kind of compare what's going to be the best fit for you all around. Because when you go play a college sport, it's, what's going to be the best for me. You go junior college for the next 2 years. What's going to be best for me for the next 4 years? Really, what's going to set you best up for your future? Whether it's in that sport after you graduate or from college or, whatever the degree, the academics that you do, where is that going to take you after? So I started it, partially because, there's a lot of kids and you guys probably know, there's a lot of kids from your high schools that, good athletes, good academics, and then they don't go anywhere. Not because they can't go anywhere. It's because, maybe they're not getting the right exposure or knowing what they need to do to get there. So that's where I come in, is where I help student athletes and their parents step by step. So it's not a guessing game. Is this coach recruiting me? Is this school interested in me? We know which schools are talking to you. We know which schools are interested in you. And, this is where we're going to go from here. The second reason I started Coach West Recruiting is A lot of, athletes that I've worked with have worked with other recruiting agencies where, they charge them $1,000, $1,500 to send emails out, send them resources, and then, say good luck. What I do is I work with um, a partner and a recruiter where, we have software available where athletes can be reaching out to college coaches, connect with college coaches, and then I work as kind of the middleman where I'm, having monthly calls with the athletes, keeping up to date. It's not just, talk once a month. It's, as you guys have questions, let me know. Make sure that we make this process as stress-free as possible, where I want the student athletes, I want the parents to enjoy the process. I want them to, have fun with this. It's not something I wanted to dread, oh, great, another coach called me. Um, I want it to be as something where, it's exciting. I actually have, 50 plus kids that I've worked with that have committed and gone on to the next level. And what I try to do is I want it to be, a low cost. Um, and honestly, the only reason I have a cost is because, kids are more likely and parents are more likely to do the things that I ask them to do and keep commitments if they have something in it. But I also want to try to keep it low to where it's not, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, $5,000, because I don't think kids and parents need to go into debt to be able to get to where they want to go to play at the next level. So really, the two reasons I started it was I know that kids can get opportunities. They just need to get that exposure, make those connections, and then also, something low cost where we can help kids to, achieve their dreams and get to that next level, without having to take out a loan or without having to, go into debt, getting help with that. And the last thing I want to talk about today is 100% of the student athletes I've worked with have received either a scholarship offer or a roster spot offer. And the difference between that is, a scholarship offer is, maybe they'll be able to, the school or the college will be able to cover, some of your expenses and then you'll have to cover some. Or a roster spot offer is, maybe the school have you, pay that first year, but they have a roster spot available for you, so where you can come in and potentially contribute right away. So what I do is I evaluate student athletes not necessarily on their stats, but I evaluate them on their highlights, their game film, things that they send to me to say, hey, I know I can work with you. I have coaches I can connect you with. I'll send their information out and highlights out to college coaches, let them evaluate them, and get feedback to me and let me know, hey, this is a kid that can play at the next level. So unfortunately, I can't take every single kid, but every kid that I've worked with has received offers. Sometimes they don't take the offer. Sometimes it's not maybe the offer that's best for them right at that point. But I'm very proud about 100% of our student athletes receive offers. So if this is something that you feel like will be beneficial for you, especially juniors and seniors right now, that's kind of where I start working with kids on connecting them with college coaches. If you're a freshman or sophomore, I also work with them also to focus on their grades, focus on what they need to start doing now as they're playing on the freshman teams, JV teams, to prepare themselves so when they get to that junior senior level, they have an opportunity to know exactly what to be doing, how to be doing it, and start that process early. Because a college coach, a lot of the main things they look at is GPA. Obviously, they want to make sure you can play. You're a team player. College coaches don't want to see you go out there and be cocky, conceited, think you're the best thing in the world. They want a player that can come in, be a leader, work hard, put 100% on and off the court, and in the classroom. So, like I say, if this is something that you feel that you would be interested in, that your family would be you and your parents would be interested in, I'd be excited to work with you. If you check out my website, coachwestrecruiting.com, or you can look me up on Twitter or Instagram at CW_recruiting. You can check that out. But go ahead, book a call on my website. Introduction call, it is free. And I look forward to talking with you. This is Coach West Recruiting Podcast.